Welcome, welcome. You're in the right place at the right time. Today is Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I tell you, I'm so excited about the show today. I have a returning guest, a real live superhero. Okay? You're going to want to stick around to try and figure that one out. A real live superhero is hanging out in the green room. Okay? I got her, y'all. She's in the green room. So you all have to stick around to find out what I'm talking about. So the first thing I want to say is I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to my mentor, Dr. Hunt. Dr. Hunt and I have been traveling in life together for 30 plus years. And out of the 30 plus years that we have been traveling together, he has been a blessing to both me and my family, as well as I have been a blessing to both him and his family. So the reason why I talk about Dr. Hunt the way that I do is because I want you all to understand the value of a mentor, someone that you can have in your life, that you can call on, count on, that'll be there through all types of situations, someone that can advise you how to navigate some of the pitfalls in life. And I want you to understand the value, because having a mentor is so valuable. Once you get one, you won't even know why you waited so long not to have one. So get a mentor. Then I want you to get a show. And then once you get a show, you can shout your mentor out all the time. All right. I want to invite you guys to go over to my website, ask-dr-ron.com. When you get over there, I want you to first notice that you can watch all of the live broadcasts right there on the website. You can see every live all you have to do is click live, watch the live right there on the site, and you'll be able to see everything that's going on while it's happening. The next thing I want you to notice is that I have advertisers. I'm going to go through this list of advertisers that you see here. The first one I want to talk about is RRJ Web. Now, if you have a website that's broken, that needs to be fixed, or you have a concept of a website that you'd like to put together, call RRJ Web. They can help you put together whatever's floating around in your head that needs to be done. So all you have to do is click on any one of the tabs that you see, and it'll take you directly to their website. Next, I want to talk about Synergy. Synergy can help you with your solar needs. If you're in business or personal and you need solar panels, Synergy can help you evaluate what your needs are and help you make those needs come to life. Next, I want to talk about Port Again Sam. Now, Port Again Sam has been with me for 15 plus years. Now, Sam brings some of the best wines and spirits into this little neck of the woods so that you and I can have some of the best wines and cognacs. Now, Sam just talked to me yesterday, and he was telling me that he's got a fresh shipment of holiday wines and cognacs in. So I'm going to give you a little heads up. You want to make an appointment to go see Sam as soon as possible, because I tell you, people go in there and they buy up everything they see, and you don't want to get left out. And the last person I want to talk about is the Prince Hunter Financial Group. The Prince Hunter Financial Group, if you're interested in learning about the stock market or learning about the Forex market, he is educating people to learn how these markets work. And he's got a special promotion going on just for the viewers and listeners of this show. Tell him you heard about it here, and he's giving 4 free classes. All right, 4 free classes. You tell him, say, hey, I heard it on Dr. Ron show. I want my 4 free classes. And you can begin the process of learning about the stock market. Okay, I promise it's life changing. The things that you'll learn about the stock market is very much life changing. Okay, so like I said before, I'm so excited. I've got Superhero Huff, returning guest. I talked to her over 10 years ago, and she has been blossoming and blowing up since the last time that she was on the show. And I'm so excited. I called her up and she said, sure. First she said, I don't even know who you are. And then she said, sure. I'll come back on the show. And I'm like, good, because she's doing so much more now than she was when she first came on the show. So welcome back to the show, Superhero Huff.
Hi, Dr. Ron. Thanks so much for having me back. It's such a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been a long time. And when I first called you, you was like, okay. And then I said, well, you better go look and see who you're talking to. And then I talked to her about a week later, and she said, oh, yeah, we was in the hole in the wall in the back in the corner over there. Yeah, I remember that. I said, good. I'm glad it came back to your remembrance. But it is a pleasure to actually be able to get some of your time because you are a very busy woman. I remember talking to you over the last week or so, and you say, I get up at 5 or 6 o'clock every morning. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I ain't trying to get up that early, you know. But you be up with the chickens and the roosters. Where you get it from?
There's discipline. You got to get up. The early
Got
bird
to
gets
get up.
born. You got to set the tone for your day. You got to get spiritually, mentally, physically ready. So you want to make sure that you have an amazing day. That takes some
Look, look,
preparation.
look, you preaching already. I love it. So the first time you came on the show, and I think you had came on a couple of times even then, you had written a book about your experiences where you got persecuted. That's the best way to put it. For the job that you had working with the sheriff department, was it? Sheriff?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and you wrote a book about it. You know, so you want to give people the Cliff Note version of what's in the book?
So the book is entitled The Veil of Victory. I self-published in October of 2010, and it is based on my true life story as a former undercover drug agent here in Chicago. And I was discriminated against. I got evidence against my employer and filed a complaint internally, and in turn, they threatened to kill me. I had to go
Mm,
to the FBI to get my charges approved with EEOC, and after an 11-year legal battle, I won.
good, good, absolutely. And that book is still available, right?
Yes, the Veil of Victory you can get on my website, superherohub.com, or Amazon, or request it at your local bookstore.
Okay. Now I know that during your first book endeavors, you also came up with the concept of the superhero. Am I right, or did that they kind of happen at the same time?
Well, I wanted to pitch my story for a movie deal. And so,
Mm-hmm.
in doing so, in an attempt to write a script, the book kind of came into fruition and manifested itself. So, I honored that. And then I was still working in corporate at the time. So, I was one morning, about 5 in the morning, I ride my bike to the train station, the metro station, and I'm down on one knee and I got my bike in the other hand and I'm just asking God, like, what did you give me all of this for? Where is the movie deal? I'm just going on and on and on. And this white guy, older gentleman, he came up to me and showed me the red eye And he said, the comic book convention is in town. You should take your book down there and let them take your character and make a cartoon of it. And then I stopped and I looked up at him and I was like, do you know what divine intervention you just spoke? And he
Mm,
smiled and walked away.
mm.
So quickly, my conversation with God changed. Like, okay, if that's the next thing, then you have to send me everyone that I need because I'm a cartoon girl, not a comic book girl.
Mm-hmm.
So after that day, everyone literally came out of the woodwork for me to put together superhero Huff, Agent Huff.
All right now. Now, I've been a fan since we first met, and I have been secretly stalking you. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to publicly say, but maybe another way of saying it is that I have been supporting you for all these years. You know, I know that sounds more safer than stalking, okay? Because certain words get you in trouble nowadays. But I have been supporting you because I've seen you at African festivals and all sorts of events. Now, in the beginning, I remember you just had one book and a comic book and the action figure. Now you got action figures. You've got wardrobe. You've got so many accessories that go along with it. Do you got a superhero Huff workout program too? Because look like I seen you doing some workout on one of your Instagrams or social media pages. Is that in there too?
Well, no, just my own personal workout.
Oh, okay. All right. Because I'll be like,
But
boy,
who
look at this
knows?
girl. Huh?
I said, who knows? It could be next on the list.
I heard that. Well, I know you actually took your characters off the pages of your comic book and then you actually turned them into real characters in real life because you had a person that was, all of the characters that were on the pages of your, comic book. Is it a comic book? Am I saying it right?
Yes, I
Okay,
have a comic book.
yeah, all the characters of the comic book came to life. They're real live people, you know. So when you start going to these conventions, you take your characters with you everywhere you go. That's what's up, you know.
Yeah, we try. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember one of the conversations. Don't ask me why I remember, but I remember one of the conversations that we had. Was that there were no black female superhero characters. And that was one of the things that you wanted to overemphasize that we can be superheroes too. Now, since then, Black Panther didn't happen and a few other things, but this is all before Black Panther.
Yeah. And
So,
that is a character based on a true life story.
okay. Yeah, that's what's up. So now your characters, you want to talk about them a little bit? Give people a little sneak peek. You don't have to tell the whole story because we want them to go buy the book, and the comic books because you got what about 5 or 6 now?
Yeah, we have five in print, and I'm working on the issue six now currently.
Okay, see, I be prophesying and don't even know it. So talk about your characters a little bit.
Well, the characters are based on true life um, acquaintances throughout my career as an undercover drug agent. So they are replicas of an old supervisor, an old director, my partners while I was undercover. She has a tech team. She's tech savvy, so she has her own tech team, and there are always bad guys.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask this question. Now, is any of your old colleagues, are they upset over the fact that you have, copied their, mannerisms and likenesses in your characters?
I have no idea.
It sounds like you don't even care.
No.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's beautiful. So now, what's the public response about your characters? I mean, are young people relating to you? Because that's kind of adultish when you start talking about undercover drug agents and stuff like that. So, is it geared more towards adults, young people, teenagers? What's your market target? Your target market?
The target market for the comic book series is from 7-year-olds on up. I took my character from the Veil of Victory because the Veil of Victory deals with some very heavy issues, um, social issues, low self-esteem, discrimination, domestic violence, molestation, a number of things that probably would be teenagers to young adults on up to adults. So I wanted to capture the attention of our youth as well. So that's why I started the comic book series. So
Mm-hmm.
she is an animation of me, and she has supernatural powers, and she belongs to an agency that has other agents that are made up of all agents that have supernatural powers.
Okay. So,
And so she goes on different adventures and journeys and wins, of course. And
mm-hmm.
so we take our youth on specialized different journeys, things that they can relate to.
Okay. So now the first couple of books you had, they ought to be collector's items by now, right? Is it the golden edition and all of that kind of stuff coming out?
Well, we're going to, we did the first 4 issues as her Bible, so to set the tone for the character, to set her bases. And then the 5th issue, she was dealing with a young man. It's about her interacting with the young man and boosting his self-esteem by teaching him chess. And he wins a major chess tournament with the aid of superhero Huff. So it's about increasing your self-esteem, socializing, finding positive outlets and activities, and interaction with others and helping others. And then we come back with book 6. We have a tribute to Harriet Tubman in there. So we're going to have some
Mm,
history in there. And then we'll continue on to take her around the world and start to create her universe.
okay. So focusing on Black history.
Yes.
Good. That's what's up. I love it. I do a segment on Black history every month, every week actually. Every Sunday I talk about Black history, and with the purpose of not letting people forget about who our heroes and sheroes are. I want to make sure I emphasize as much about how we were powerful in this world before Europeans came along and tried to destroy us and are still trying to destroy us, but we ain't gone nowhere yet. So,
And we
with
survived. We never
yes,
lost our
absolutely.
mind.
Absolutely. So, can you give us a sneak peek and tell us about superheroes' power? What is superhero Huff power? What is her superpower?
She has a vortex. She can teleport and telecommute. She can mind read and she can transform. Those are some of the powers, but the main one is the vortex, and that is current because there are a group of elders that have been tracking her to reward her depending on her understanding and the use of her powers. Her powers are for service to others. So once they are convinced that she understands that, then they will turn over an entire universe to her.
Oh wow, that's what's up. So now, with that being said, the other members of her team, do they have similar type powers or they have different powers? I know I kind of left that hang. I was waiting on you to say they had different powers, but go ahead.
Yeah, they have different powers. They have their own powers. As every individual that was created, we have our own gifts and talents, and it's up to us to find our purpose and our journey to tap into those things. So everyone is blessed with gifts and talents. So yes, they have
Absolutely.
their
That's absolutely powerful. So how are you received by the young people?
everyone that I've encountered, they love her. Whether they get the story and the connection and what I'm trying to do, because it's a lot. Um, they, of all ages, of all races, they love her.
Good. That's beautiful. So now with superhero Huff, and I'm sure you have been to, what is it, Comic Con, all of those trade shows where they have a multitude of characters come together and everybody's got their, Captain Marvel or, whatever, Spider Woman or whatever, whatever. So, how do you fit into that crowd? I'm just curious.
It's not a matter of fitting in because I don't.
Okay.
I'm an independent, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supported. I am not published or owned by DC or Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
I create my own space, and in the comic book industry is a $92 million industry.
Wow.
And so only like 5% or less of that is minority, and less than that is women.
Okay.
But I create my own path and my own venture in that arena of comic books.
Okay. Yeah. And I know you got action figures now too. How does that work?
Well, early on, I've had like prototypes for my
Mm-hmm.
action figures. So now I'm actually closer to an action figure with moving arms and limbs and legs and moving parts. So I continue to refine her until she gets to be the voluptuous black woman that she is, and then I will mass produce.
You said voluptuous. You had to use that word, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So the action figures are in development. So what about digital? Like people can go. Can they go to your website and see the story in action on your website, or is there anything digital to match the pages?
We are working on videos. We're working on animations, and we're working on a movie deal, and all of that is entailed in that. But certainly, you can visit the website superherohub.com and learn about the story, learn about the character. The gear is on there. I manufacture everything you see on the website. So get on their website and support, and you'll see the different medias and different ways that I present the story.
Okay. All right. So now I know merchandising is real big nowadays. So I noticed that you have action wear. Is that the way to call it? Action wear.
Well, it fits in the category of athleisure. So some of the things you can wear to work and then transition into your workout and transition to your outing after work.
Okay. And they all of the items have different characters on it.
They have different versions of Superhero Huff and different characters, yes.
Okay. All right. And now are they all sizes? I got to ask this question for the big people now. So if I wanted to buy something, do I need to buy three pieces and sew them together to make them fit? How big your sizes go up to?
Mhm. For the men, I go up to 6X, and the ladies, I go up to 4X.
Okay, all right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So everybody can get them. You know,
Yes.
yeah. Probably some of the women might need some of that success stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that, but I said it anyway. You know, so now the holidays, the holiday seasons are coming up. So are you offering, like a combination package where they can get action wear, a book, a cap, or a book, something like that that would, allow the popularity to stretch out some more? What are you doing anything like that for the holiday seasons?
Absolutely, we're running sales all the time. So get
Okay.
on their website, check us out, reach out, leave your contact information so you can stay in tune with where we are, where we're going, and up and coming new things in the sales.
Yeah. Now I've noticed that in my supporting of you, that you travel a lot. So what are some of the places you go to or have been or that is of interest? Any stories you can tell us?
Well, I've been on book tour to South Africa. I've
Okay.
been to China on business. I regularly travel to New York for different comic book conventions and shows. Detroit, um, Mississippi, Atlanta. There, wherever I can go and share the story and introduce superhero Huff, we're there.
So it's safe to say superhero Huff is international now.
Oh, yes, for sure.
Okay. Good, good, good. Now I heard you mention something about a movie deal. Is that something you could say when that's going to come out? Who's it going to be with? You have any ideas, or you want to share? I know you got an idea, but can you share, or you don't want to share?
Well, we're in the making of it, but it
Okay.
is going to come to fruition. We are manifesting currently.
Good, good, good. Now, is it going to be animated, or is it going to be both animated and live character type thing?
No, I think we're going to open up with drama.
Okay.
So in the movie theaters, that'll probably be the opener, but there are there are plans for action film, a feature film, the animation, a cartoon, and then I have created a family cartoon, The Adventures of Little Huff, and that's superhero Huff younger for
Okay.
the Disney crowd.
Okay. All right. So you've been working on this for a while now. Now, how long has this project been in the making?
Since 2008 when we settled the case.
Okay. 2008. Wow. And it's come a long way. It's come a
Yeah.
long way. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm just so proud to know you and all that you've done even before it got this far. I was impressed with what had happened and everything that you had gone through and survived it. Because some people would not have turned around and turned all of that into creative energy. Some people would have curled up and tried to disappear from the town in which it happened in. you know so what are some of the things that you would say to people that have had similar type situations, maybe not in the law enforcement area but situations in their workplace or something like that, because you do motivational speaking, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so how would
So
you?
I would, the whole message is to enlighten, empower, and encourage people. So most people to look at me, they never would believe I've been through as much as I have. So I use myself as a living testimony to say that you have the power and you have the victory. And it is just a matter of your mindset and how you look forward to that opportunity. Some people look at it as trials and tribulations or burdens, and it was for me an opportunity to make sure that I can not only have a victory, but let the world know that I am victorious. And that is
Absolutely.
nothing, there's nothing so special about me to be able to do that, other than the belief and the knowledge to know and the wisdom to know that I can and I will.
Okay. So now, do you ever run into any obstacles, nowadays where, you have to rely on your superpowers to try and get you through it?
Every day, all day.
You say it still goes on. Okay. Yeah,
Well,
that's
like
what's
in the
up.
test, and the test isn't over until you die. So
Yeah,
I'm far
absolutely.
from it.
Absolutely. I like
So
that.
every day is something new.
Say every day is something.
Yes.
All right now.
But it's coming and it's an experience and it's an opportunity, if you see it in that way, to help you grow and become developed in your purpose and your destiny.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, what do you see around the corner now? After you get this where you want it to be, then what are you going to be doing? Because you've accomplished one major threshold by getting superhero Huff in every household. So then what?
So the thing is to continue to create. This is one of many stories. And so the movie will be the door opener. And then, of course, the merchandise is already lined up to support that. And then we will move on with the television series and the toys and the shoes. I have fragrances. Just as much as I can think to create, that's as much as we will develop and manifest.
So, do you have a team that helps you with all of this, or you just do it all yourself? You're a one woman show?
In some cases, yes, but I have acquired a very close network of resources that believe in my mission and in my story and help me along the way. So no, it's no one woman show.
Okay. That's fantastic. I love it. So I notice a lot of times I notice you driving down the road by yourself. They ain't helping you drive.
Not yet. We haven't
Say
got
not yet.
to that point yet.
You ain't got to that
Not
point
yet.
yet. Now, I don't know if you want to talk about the other things that you do. Do you do other things other than just superhero Huff?
Well, that's one corporation. My other corporation is a real estate investment and construction corporation.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a licensed general contractor and a licensed bricklayer. So I do a lot of construction activities.
Okay. And I'm sure that keeps you busy.
Right.
There's always construction work that needs to be dealt with in this city because hey, look, these folks out here tearing up stuff all the time. You know, for real, for real. Yep.
Exactly. And to rebuild and refurbish.
Right. So now, if they want to get in touch with you about that, they can go through the same website and just say, "Hey, I got a bathroom that needs to be
Yeah.
redone." You know, and then superhero Huff will show up and with a crew, and then woof, it's done.
Exactly.
I like that. I like that. That's what's up. Anything else that you said one of your corporations, so that leads to this other question. What else you got besides that?
Well, I do many things. I run two corporations and a not-for-profit. I'm also on the board with Ray of Hope Foundation. We give out scholarships to young women and men who are in need. I'm recently joining another board. unfortunately, a friend of mine, her son got killed, and she started her own foundation, so I'm gonna be active with her. And then we
Okay.
do a lot of community service, we do a lot of mentoring, boot camps,
Okay.
training, motivational speaking, and a lot of creating.
All right. So now, when the young people come to, like, say, just as an example, one of your boot camps and motivational speaking, do you, target what their skill set may be and what their future may can hold for them? Because I tell young people all the time myself, college is not for everybody. You may have other skills that can be just as useful in society than going to college. So I try to help people be encouraged that your life is not just, haphazard. You can find other things that you can be good at and work towards that. So do you do the same similar type thing dealing with young people?
Yes, and I try to hone in on their talents and have them recognize what a gift and a talent is and to focus on that. Now, I won't say that college isn't for everyone, but college, the experience of going to college provides door opening opportunities. Really,
Mm-hmm.
college is a training. Education is training. It makes sure that you have
Mm-hmm.
discipline, that you make it to your destination on time, that you're able to have time management, that you're able to have organization, that you have socialization, that you experience other people that are not of your race, creed, or color and other cultures. So it allows us to interact on levels that we would not ordinarily interact on. So
Mm-hmm.
school and education is just an opportunity to open doors and get to the next level, and also to provide skill set.
Yeah, it can. As long as they don't go there and stay up all night partying all night, and don't go to class and then they fail out, you know, because some people got the wrong idea about not being supervised and getting the chance to get out the house and go somewhere else. So they get there and then they paying money to be there just to goof off, and those things happen too. Those are realities for some folks, not everybody. Some people are seriously trying to get something out of it. And then, nowadays, especially in the news and the media every day, some people are still paying for college loans, 20, 30 years after they've been out of school.
Yes,
So,
I'm
that
very
that
familiar.
that's not real. I mean, like, first of all, you get out of school and they ain't paying you enough money to pay off what you owe. That's crazy. But skills, and this is the flip side of that. There are skills like truck drivers. I remember truck driving being a very profitable industry at one time. It don't pay as much now as it used to, but you can still learn how to drive a truck cheaper than you can to go to school to be an accountant. I mean, that's just facts. Okay, and then you might wind up being a truck driver anyway. You know, because if you can't get a job in your major as an accountant, what you gonna do? You gotta make some money somewhere,
Right.
especially if you have a family. And if you got a family, oh man, like one of your professions that you do, one of your corporations, like contracting, you got to have all the tradesmen, electricians, bricklayers, drywall. Those are all people that make very good money, and especially if they have an opportunity to get affiliated with a union of some type. Because union labor is some of the highest paid labor out there. Thank God they haven't busted the union. They on the comeback. Like right now, I was talking about on one of my other shows how I support the UAW and how I was supporting, and I still do support the writers union and actors union, SAG, and after all of them being on strike, trying to get a decent wage. People are working 60 hours a week, and they got to borrow money to make it from paycheck to paycheck. That's ridiculous. So being in business for yourself, I've always tried to encourage people to do things like that. And you are a master at it, evidently. You got this profession, that profession, and got the name superhero. So you can't go wrong with that. So you have definitely branched off in all of your superpowers. So that's a beautiful thing. I love it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yeah,
So the key is to understand that to work for someone else, you're helping them make their dreams come true. And
right,
that oftentimes doesn't leave you advantageously financially. It doesn't have the advantage that being self-employed and working in your gifts and doing things that you love, garnering the wages that you desire. It makes a
right.
big difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, in certain trades, like I've been in the entertainment industry for 50 plus years, and I have always told people as part of my testimony that, working in the entertainment industry they have paid me to go around the world. Literally, they have places that I would not have gone on my own, but because they were paying me, I had to wind up there doing what I do. So there are others that have the same testimony in the entertainment industry, but you got to figure out how you can get in there and get those kind of adventures as well. So it's a beautiful thing. So I encourage people, even when I wasn't working on a show or a tour or an adventure, as I call it. I also travel cross country from coast to coast, being a bus driver or a truck driver. So I've always found myself places that I was like, how did I wind up here? you know, but they paid me to be there. That's how I wound up there. So that's a beautiful thing. So life can be all of that and a bag of chips if you embrace the adventure, you know, which is all we're talking about with you and what you've accomplished and what you've done, and even and bottled it and put it in a comic book. I love that. That's a beautiful thing. The comic book, I can't get past that. I remember as a kid, having a comic book collection, and to this day, I don't know what happened to it. But I do remember how that was a beginning to being able to understand, certain things. Unfortunately, Superman wasn't real. Batman wasn't real. Even the movies they make now, we realize that, they suit a purpose and they suit a need. So to see that yours is geared towards us, I love it. I can't get past that. You know, that's a beautiful thing. Oh man. You
Yes, it
know,
is.
yeah. I know we got about 15 minutes left in the show. Did we cover everything? Did we leave out anything? Because it's been a long time since you've been here now. I don't want to leave nothing out.
No, we're just experiencing this wonderful journey and continue to create and empower and inspire and encourage others to tap into their gifts and their talents and to find out what their purpose is
Yeah. So
and
do you
get,
do
get,
person?
get to work on
So,
it.
so do you do personal mentoring
I have in the past, yes.
in the past? Not time now though.
Well, I haven't had any requests for it, let's just say.
Okay, got you. Because sometimes, I remember years and years ago when it was real heavily talked about how young people were committing suicide, and that's not usually something that we would see in our community, but then we started seeing in our community because they were cyber bullying young people to the point where they didn't want to be here anymore.
Right.
And we talked about it on my show a couple of times, and I couldn't understand what cyberbullying was all about because when I was growing up, I'm old dude, you know, our parents used to tell us sticks and stones will break your bones, but names will never hurt you. So I'm like, what could they do to me on the internet that make me don't like myself to want to be here no more? I couldn't understand that. So they had to help me understand how that worked, and it was, a
It's
teacher.
programming, it's conditioning.
I'm sorry.
It's programming and conditioning.
Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely right. But I begin to understand that the major forms of embarrassment that took place on social media made people feel bad about themselves. So understanding that and then looking at you putting so much positivity out into the young people, making it available for them in the atmosphere, and even the adults. You know, some folks need a superhero Huff in their life right now. You know, they need you. You know,
Yes.
and interacting with people, making them know that hey, it ain't as bad as you think it is, and you can overcome.
Yes.
And become a superhero for you and your family. Am I
Exactly
getting it
right.
right? Am I getting
Yes.
it? Do I have the message? Do I got
Yes,
the
ma'am.
message? All
Yes, you
right,
do.
all right. You know, so I'm gonna have to talk to you about getting some personal mentoring though, because I might fall short sometimes, so I might need a boost every now and then.
Okay. Not a problem.
So not a problem. Bless you, bless you. So now, when's your next event? You want to talk about some upcoming events where they can meet you in person and come out and support what you're doing?
Well, I'll be at the Women of Color Conference in Detroit
Detroit.
next
Okay.
weekend. I think it is next weekend. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll be there. It's a Women in Technology conference. And because we have the technology going into, we are working on our NFTs. Well, we actually have NFTs, um, Superhero Huff NFTs. And so we've been invited to come and be a part of the conference.
Now, what is NFT? I'm stupid, so I don't know what that is. What is that?
They are trading. They legitimize, it's an electronic form of validation to validate the authenticity of your purchase. A
Oh,
lot of
okay.
high-end companies are using it, like with the purses, the Fendi
Oh,
bags,
okay.
and the high-end Fendi bags to give a certificate of authenticity. They're using NFTs to
Okay.
go along with the purchase.
Yeah, see, I'm not in retail, so I would never understand that. But so now they can't do a whole bootleg of any of your stuff over in China, send it over here, and try and pass it off as the real deal.
Right.
There you go. Now I got it. Now I understand. So, what other events are you now? I know it's holiday season coming up, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Are you doing any of the trade shows during those times?
Well, we haven't had anything come up as of yet, but
Mm-hmm.
we will keep it posted on social media so
Okay.
everyone will know. It's in Chicago, we have our winters and our summer is coming to an end. So we have all of the
Mm-hmm.
festivals and fairs and shows and events during the summer because it gets pretty cold here.
Right.
But as we book our different events and schedule our different shows and things, the join us over on social medias, Superhero Huff, Agent Huff, everything, social media, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, um, Facebook, Superhero Huff.
All they got to do is Google Superhero Huff and they can find you everywhere.
Yes, one word.
Yep. All right. Now I'm gonna say this out loud. I'm going to be putting a link from my website to your website so that they can find you even the more easier. So we can put the link right there and create a banner for you. So if they click on it, it'll take them right to your site where they can see all your merchandise, all your books. They can see the story firsthand, understand what's going on, in support of. I know it's been 10 plus years since you and I got together, but I promise it will not take so long next time. I'm not going to let you get away. I confessed when I first caught up with you. I said, I did not know you still had the same phone number. Because when I called, you answered. And I was shocked. I was like, this woman, and I tell y'all why, y'all. Because, see, now y'all got to understand the backstory. I had sent her a message on Instagram. She was on one morning on Instagram, and she came on, so powerful. You're like, Grand Rising, everybody, y'all got to blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what all she was saying. So in the midst of her doing that, I said, I got to catch up with her and bring her on my show again. I was motivated just in the Grand Rising part. I was like, I got to get her. So I sent you a message on Instagram that went months, 3, 4, maybe even 6 months without any return recognition. And
Oh,
I was like, I cannot catch up with this woman. And then I see her from time to time, like I say, I'm a supporter, so when she pop on and I see the live up, boop, I'm like, oh, she's on again. I got to go see what she's talking about. And then I was like, I ain't sending them no messages because she didn't answer the first one. So I looked in my phone. Now, I've had several phones, over the last 10 or 15 years. I just want you to know that. But your number was still in my phone, okay? So when I dialed the number, she answered, y'all. I was like, what? You mean to tell me all I had to do was call her in the first place? Now granted, she didn't know who I was. She was like, yeah, all right, okay. And I said, well, look, I'm going to send you my link to my website so you can try and figure out who I am, okay? Because I know right now you don't know. And she went to the website, and then all of a sudden the memory came back to her. She's like, yeah, in the room in the back over in South Shore. Yeah, I remember. And I was like, yeah, that was it. But I was so glad to bring her on the show after, 10 or 15 years to get an update on what's been going on in the superhero world. Now, I saved the best for last, y'all. I want to talk about this action wear because she did a photo shoot that I happened to look at the video on her website. And superhero Huff, y'all, is fine. She was wearing her own stuff. And I was like, look at her. After all these years, OMG, ain't that what the kids say? OMG, yeah, yeah. And I was like, man, that's what's up. I told them when we were doing the getting ready for the show, I said I might go grab that picture of you in your bathing suit so we can stir everybody up to want to come listen to the show. She said, go ahead. With such confidence. Go ahead. Yeah, I did it. So I'm like, man, I was so happy to be able to support you again, and that's a beautiful thing. So I had
Well,
my
thank you
rant.
so much.
I had my rant. I'm done.
Well, yes, they can get anything from socks to leggings to hats to jackets to shirts, dresses, working on shoes, anything, jackets, just anything you can think of. You can find it on social media, Superhero Huff or superherohuff.com.
Absolutely. And don't forget to, chime in on all of her social media as well, because she does do a lot of inspirational things in the mornings, because I don't get up as early as she do. But, in the mornings, she does a lot of inspirational and motivational, encouraging things in the morning. So I encourage you all. You don't want to miss it. I promise you. She's got it going on in the morning. You know. Did I leave anything out? Is everything? Did we cover everything? I don't want to
I
leave
think
nothing on the
you
table.
just about cover everything, yes.
Okay, good, good. Well, before we get out of here, I always have two questions that I like to ask my guests before we leave. The first question is, will you come back and see me again?
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Got it on record now. I'll bring it up and remind you later. Uh, the second thing I like to ask people is, what would you like to leave with the people before you leave today?
What I would like to leave with is that there is a superhero within each and every one of you. And all you have to do is to tap in and believe and know that you have the power and the victory. God did not make any mistakes ever. And so it is your opportunity to find your destiny and purpose and live in that.
Well, thank you so very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come share with us on today. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I am, even though I had nothing to do with it, but I did promote you back in the day. And I'm so proud of you that you have evolved to the level that you have evolved to. And I hope to, keep on encouraging you and allowing to be a small little part of encouraging you as much as I can. Don't seem like you need much encouraging because you got it all on lock, but I still want to be there to be a fan, okay? And encourage you as much as I can. So keep up the great work, and you be encouraged. And I love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Thank you. Thanks
All
for the
right.
opportunity. It's always good to be back.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So so you stay right there. I'm gonna end the show. I want to encourage everyone to come join me tomorrow on Street News Now. We have a show on Street News Now at 12 noon. Come and join me where we talk about news, commentaries, all the things that's going on in the world. And trust me, we got a lot of stuff to talk about on tomorrow. Also, I want you guys to join me each and every Saturday. Each and every Saturday from the desk of Dr.Ron at 12 noon every Saturday. Come join me and get the commentary and the updates on what's going on in my world. Okay? I want to thank everybody that have made contributions and donations up to this point in time. Thank you so very much. I appreciate everybody. Please keep up the great work. I thank you so much. These are all the ways that you can make contributions. Now, I need you guys to subscribe, like, and share. Please subscribe, like, and share. Spread the word. We need to keep uplifting Superhero Huff and all of our heroes and sheroes in our community. So please keep up the good work. Spread the word. All right. I look forward to seeing you guys on tomorrow. You stay blessed, stay encouraged, and I will see you guys on tomorrow.